Okay, good morning. Welcome to Friday. I was going to do a piece or talk about a triangle shape and how you can manage work, personal, and relationships with it. But I'll save that for the podcast on Monday. I thought, let me just do a quick catch-up here. Share three things. Number one, my newsletter's out. You want to check it out. In there, I talk about a new partnership. This one. More on that later. Exciting stuff. I also talk about gratitude, so I'll put the link to this week's newsletter in the description of this episode of the video. This is not a podcast. See, I need coffee. I've been up early morning, had a couple of clients, I rucked, and now it's here. Anyway, focus. So, here's the thing. How boring would someone be if they only spoke about one thing? If you meet them in the shop, they just start talking, let's say gardening. They start talking about gardening. When you log on and you follow their feed, they only talk about gardening. When you meet for dinner, they only talk about gardening. When they message you, it's just about gardening. Holy shit. No, not interested, right? There is not a single person on the planet who is just into one thing. Not one, zero. Not me, not you, not anybody. Yet, it has gotten to a place on social media where you're expected, if you've built a niche in, for example, wildlife and travel photography, that's what people expect from you. Why can't we talk about different things? It's gotten to a point where I think that when people post content, they post the one thing that they think they should be posting because that's what people expect from them, and it goes into this downward spiral where they just post stuff towards that certain niche, and it becomes flat and boring after a while. Here's the catch, and I've heard this a couple of times now online, and I subscribe to this 1,000,000%. I'm the niche. You're the niche, right? I want to talk about many things. Travel, yes. Photography, yes. Adventure and expeditions, absolutely. Why? Because that's what I do at Wild Eye. That's why I started the company, and those things interest me. However, I also have a mindset and performance coaching business, so I want to talk about motivation and discipline and physical health and mental health. I want to talk about Boston Terriers because my Jackson is a rock star. I want to talk about, I enjoy cigars every once in a while, so I want to talk about that. I enjoy documentaries. I love my NBA. I love UFC. So doesn't it make sense that in order to create an authentic profile online, you talk about more than one thing? Surely it's more interesting. I've literally had people. So as you might know, since COVID a little bit, probably over the last 2 years, year and a half, I've introduced a lot more of the life coaching, psychology, motivation, mental health type posts into my feed because it interested me for the longest time. I have a coaching practice where I work with people around that. Why should I not talk about it? Then I have people coming up and commenting and telling me, listen, if you don't stop posting other content than wildlife, I'm going to unfollow you. Oh my God, John, don't unfollow. Really? I can tell John what to do. It's pathetic. That's like if there's a store that sells black t-shirts and now suddenly they also sell gray t-shirts because they're expanding their brand and there's a demand for it. John walks in and says, guys, listen, if you don't stop selling the gray t-shirts, I'm not going to buy from you. How pathetically sad and insignificant is someone like that? It's bizarre. And I've had this maybe 3 or 4 times where someone says, oh no, I follow you for your great pictures, so you got to post more of that. Here's a cue. If you don't like it, go to the top left, click on the button and say unfollow. It's a bizarre world. So the idea that on social media we have to talk about just one thing. I like good food. I love good food. I love the outdoors. Why can't I talk about everything? Because I'm going to. Yeah? It's just such a strange thing how it's so niche. And so if you had to act like that in the real world, people will think you're a fucking psycho. But online it's fine? No. I believe, and I've said this to some of my clients, I've also said it on here, everybody should have a second thing. You should have, like even my guys here at Wild Eye, they are some of the very best specialists and photographic guides out there, but they need a second thing. They need training as a thing. They need a sideline business as a cricket coach as a thing, right? It helps mentally. It makes both of your things fresh. You cannot in life just do one thing and be expected to only talk about this. If it's not good in real life, why is it good online? Because I am the niche. The way that I present my talk on travel, my photography, my education on photography, and my thoughts on mental health, my coaching protocols, my talk about Boston Terriers, my iPhone feed that I'm the niche. I'm the one that pulls it together. And I think that, for those of you, if there's anybody out there, it's a good way to think about it. You're the niche. Talk about what makes you excited. People are attracted to energy. They're attracted to passion. And when you talk about the things that make you feel that, that's when you're going to win. It really is. It really is. I'm also, and I think maybe I didn't even think about this, but I'm also going to start talking more about my white whale. That starts for me, the journey towards it starts in March next year. So why can't I talk about it? Because now I've got to think to myself, does this fit into the Wild Eye brand or my coaching brand? No, it's something for me. So that's it. We should use these platforms as a way to communicate socially like we do in the real world. Anyway, otherwise, nothing much planned this weekend. Going to take some me time. I'm going to hike. It's very hot in Joburg, so we'll see if that happens. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to post the link to my newsletter in the description over here. And that's it, really. Yeah. So on a separate but related note, for my white whale that I'm planning, I am going to be having to deal with temperatures between minus 10 and minus 40 Celsius, and I'm going to have to face that and perform in it and do things in it. I'll share more details in due course once it comes together. But I'm super excited. I'm going to be partnering with Helly Hansen South Africa over the next while. And we're going to test the waters and see, because they have the gear that I need for weatherproof, waterproof, temperature control, general lifestyle stuff like this. So I'm going to be posting a little bit about them. We are going to engage. I'm going to do some reviews with Iceland coming up. So if you are keen, go and check them out. In South Africa, it's hellyhansen.co.za, internationally, hellyhansen.com. I'm excited. There's some very cool stuff, some great gear, things that we can use from a Wild Eye point of view as well, both from a safari and expedition point of view, like Iceland, Arctic, and stuff like that. So, but more on that in due course. I'm pumped, though. It's going to be cool. What else? That's it. Laura's on her way up to the office. She took a coffee order from Vida, which is the coffee shop downstairs. I did ask her for a banana muffin as well, because it's Friday and training's been going really well. So I'm going to go and enjoy that now. I hope she's in yet. And that's it for now. Gotta go. Have a good one. Bye.